Hi there, and welcome to your first day on our job site. The crew has been here for a few days, working on a bathroom remodel, but there were a couple emergencies here last night. Being a plumber means always prioritizing jobs according to urgency, and today is no exception. Head back to the master bathroom, and we'll get the day started. With a mess like this, it's likely there is a blockage in the pipe. We need to scoop the water out and remove the toilet to get a closer look. The water has already been shut off, and the scoop is on the back of the toilet. Collect the remaining water from the toilet and place it in the bucket so we can dispose of it. Good work! Grab the mini reel and camera attachment from the workbench in the bedroom. We need to see firsthand what is causing this blockage in the toilet drain pipe. I will remove the toilet while you're gone. The camera is designed to look for major issues, leaks, and blockages. Once the camera attachment has been properly secured, you should see a clear picture coming through on the monitor located in the holder on top of the mini reel. Okay, it looks good. We are ready to find out what's going on. Place the camera into the sewer drain and keep your eye on the camera monitor. You are looking for the source of the blockage and the distance. This is also a good opportunity to look for cracks in the pipes as well. The camera seems to be getting caught on something. It looks like these clients have a bit of a root issue in their drain pipes. I will make a note of the location of these roots so we can resolve this issue later. Keep working the camera until you see the source of the blockage. Okay, looks like we found the source of the problem. There are a bunch of non-disposable wipes stuck on some roots. Remember to make a note of this location. We will need this information for the next step. Reel in the camera by squeezing the trigger until the camera returns to the end of the mini reel. Remove the camera and replace it with the auger head located on the workbench. We're pretty lucky to have access to a multifunctional tool like this. In the past, we had to use multiple tools for this job, or worse yet, remove all these pipes to look inside to resolve the issue. The auger offers a really strong hold and will pull the blockage out of this drain past the root obstacles. Place the auger head in the opening of the drain. You know the clog is 19.2 feet away, so you have a rough idea of when it will hit the blockage. Now that you have reached the clog, you really want to work the blockage to loosen it. Press the trigger to work it forward and pull it back again. Repeat this process 4 or 5 times. Great, that seems to have done it. Now, hold down the trigger to put it in reverse, and run it all the way back out. That is a gross ball of wipes, but you fished it out nicely. They were really stuck. Throw them in the bucket, and I will clean up the mess and reinstall the toilet while you move on to the next task. Put the mini reel back with your tools at the workbench. Okay, on to priority number 2. The homeowners informed us that there is no hot water in the house. Let's head down to the basement now to inspect the temperature on the hot water tank. There it is, the hot water tank. Next, you need to locate the electrical panel to turn off the power to the hot water tank, so that way you can begin. The electrical panel will be clearly labeled, so it shouldn't be an issue. Inside the electrical panel, we can see all of the breakers for the house. Find the one labeled water heater and flip it to the off position. Good. Now that it's safe, we can get started. The residential hot water heater is one of the most important components of a home plumbing system. Analyzing and repairing a hot water tank is a common task for plumbers. Head over to the hot water tank and locate the access panel for the thermostat. It is located near the top of the tank. There is a flathead screwdriver on the workbench. You'll need this to remove the panel. Lift off the panel and remove the insulation. You can set the insulation on the workbench to keep it as clean as possible. A clean tank is an efficient tank. Grab your flathead screwdriver again and adjust the thermostat up by turning the screwdriver to the left. The top thermostat should be a few degrees higher than the bottom thermostat. Set the top thermostat to 48 degrees Celsius and set the bottom thermostat to 46 degrees Celsius now. That looks great. Go ahead and put the access panel back on. And don't forget the insulation. We won't secure it in place just yet. Put your tools back onto the workbench for organization and safety. Remember to turn the power to the hot water tank back on before we continue. To test that we've done our job correctly, we'll need to wait at least 30 minutes before testing the water. Return to the workbench, and we'll get started on our next task while we wait for the hot water tank to heat up. Take a look at the ceiling to the right of the workbench. We need to finish plumbing the bathroom pipes to the drain pipe. Review the plumbing diagram to get an idea of the work that needs to be done. The parts are all accounted for on the workbench. When you're ready, let's get started. We will start with locating your plumber cement and primer. These will be important to make a strong bond as you put the pipes together. First, grab the cap from the primer and rub it around the inside of the two pipe fittings. The primer is purple to make sure you don't miss any spots. Now do the same thing with the plumber cement. This will start to soften the pipe to make a strong joint. Repeat this process with a 2-foot 3-inch pipe. First the primer, then the cement. Don't forget to do this on both ends. Okay, we are ready to do this. Put the pipe in place according to the layout in the blueprint. That looks like a nice tight bond. Repeat the same process with both ends of the Y fitting on the workbench and attach it to the 1.5-inch lavatory pipe, which will run waste from the bathroom sink. Don't forget, primer first, then cement on both sides. If they aren't prepped correctly, the pipe won't properly adhere when you try to put it in place. When you're ready, go ahead and put the Y fitting in place. Only one more piece to go. Prep both ends of that long 3.5 foot piece and place it between the Y and the drain pipe already in place in the ceiling. You did a great job on this bathroom drain pipe. Get your tools cleaned up and in the toolbox, then we will be ready for the next job. There are a few things we need to do to finish plumbing in this bathroom. First, we need to prepare the PVC pipe in the floor where the toilet will be placed. We will follow the same process as we did preparing the pipes in the basement. Be generous when applying the primer and cement. We don't want to have to tear up this brand new floor due to a leak. The toilet waste hole has been placed according to code. The crew double-checked this yesterday. Now that you have prepared the PVC pipe in the floor, you need to prepare and attach the closet flange. That placement looks good. As a final step, we need to finish securing the closet flange. There are screws on the workbench that need to be placed in each of the holes and tightened down with the drill. That's great! There are a couple more jobs to round out our day. First up, it's time to put valves on the stub outs for the sink. Grab the compact tube cutters off the workbench to cut the stub outs. Take a knee and place the tube cutter over the stub out and turn clockwise. Repeat this process on the second stub out. On the workbench, you'll find the cleaning brush. Clean the hollow ends of the stub outs by inserting the brush and pushing in and out several times. When you're done, grab the escutcheons off the workbench. Place your escutcheons over the stub outs now and press them both against the drywall. These will help to hide imperfections in the wall. One by one, grab the two shut-off valves on the workbench and clean the end of each one with the cleaning brush. Use the other end of the brush to clean off the end of the copper pipes. Get them nice and shiny. You can never be too thorough in maintaining a clean work surface. You make perfection look so easy. Alright, let's get these soldered onto the pipe. Grab the top of that can of flux and spread some around the end of the pipe. The flux allows the solder to run into the joint between the pipe and the valves. Push the valves on the end of the pipe to make sure they are snugly on. We need enough overlap to make a good, watertight connection. Okay, it's time to play with fire. Pick up the torch with one hand and that spool of solder with the other. Now wave the torch over the copper pipe near where it goes into the valve. We want to make sure only to heat up the pipe and not the valve too much. They often have plastic parts that could melt if we get them too hot. Keep the tip of the blue cone of the flame touching the pipe until it reaches 450 degrees. That's nice and hot now. Touch the end of the solder to the joint between the valve and pipe. The solder will melt and run around the joint. It just takes a touch. We don't want to add too much, or it will collect inside the joint and reduce the water flow. That's it. Those are not going anywhere. It's time to clean up your workspace and put your tools away. Tool care is so important on this job. Last task. Let's double check our work with the hot water tank. and head to the kitchen to test the water temperature. Tap your watch and teleport now. We'll need to fill the sink with water to properly test the temperature. The plug is on the back of the sink. Place it into the drain and turn on the tap. Grab the digital thermometer from next to the sink and point the thermometer at the surface of the water. Press the trigger to get a digital reading of the temperature. We're looking for a temperature between 45 and 49 degrees. 47 degrees. That looks great to me. You accomplished a lot today. From addressing a couple of plumbing emergencies to completing a few renovation-related tasks, it has certainly been an eventful day. Great work!